Ciao Fabri, welcome back in our podcast.
Ciao guys.
Today we speak about managers because it's going to be an incredible, exciting summer regarding managerial changes. So what do you think will be the most interesting one to look at?
Look, in this moment, I think there's going to be plenty of managerial situations we need to discuss, and we will be here on Men in Blazers to tell you absolutely everything. But as of today, I think the most interesting could be Tottenham. Could be Tottenham because they decided to appoint Igor Tudor, former Juventus and Olympique Marseille manager, on a short-term contract. Imagine the agreement is only valid until the end of the season, and Tottenham didn't even include an option to extend this contract for Igor Tudor. Tottenham have been very clear with Tudor. This is a job for the next 3-4 months, and then in the summer, they 99.9% will go for a different coach. So they start now the process to prepare something for the future. They need, I think, also to sell to the fans and to the players as well a completely different project after another disappointing season. Okay, last season they won Europa League, but in Premier League was an horrible season, and this season again really poor in Premier League. And so Tottenham are working hard to find their next manager, and I think could be an important name because one on the short list is Roberto De Zerbi, who left Olympique Marseille a few weeks ago and is a strong candidate to make it at Tottenham. Tottenham love Roberto De Zerbi, and so he's one of the main candidates on the shortlist. The other name is a name that Tottenham they know very well, and is Mauricio Pochettino.
Talking about Pochettino, here our friends of Men in Blazers want to know also what's going to happen after the World Cup in the summer 2026. So can he become an option, leave possibly the national team?
Yeah, now Pochettino is completely focused on the US men's national team. It's obviously an incredible opportunity to be the coach at the World Cup in the US, so Pochettino is completely focused on that. He's aware of interest from Tottenham, of course, because there is this possibility. At the moment, if you ask me, I think it's really, let's say, 40-40 between Roberto De Zerbi and Mauricio Pochettino, and then we leave 20% to eventual other managers who can appear in the short list in the next weeks and months. But Pochettino is aware about the situation, aware about Tottenham fans still chanting his name, so for sure there is an interest from Tottenham, and the environment is still thinking of Mauricio Pochettino. But at the moment, full focus on the US men national team. Then for Roberto De Zerbi is different because De Zerbi left his job at Olympique Marseille. He's available now, so now he can have conversations, he can have active talks. De Zerbi will probably wait to understand also about other potential jobs around Europe, let's see, in Italy or other English clubs, if they will reach out to understand the situation of De Zerbi. But for Pochettino and De Zerbi, I think it could be a busy summer as soon as Tottenham decide.
We had some crazy days in the past weeks with De Zerbi, Thomas Frank, Igor Tudor, as you were mentioning. Do you think there is also, and I believe you do, a secret story that we can mention today in the podcast?
Yeah, because it's been a crazy year so far for managers this 2026. We mentioned some of the big names from Enzo Maresca leaving Chelsea, Ruben Amorim, Thomas Frank, Xabi Alonso. So many stories. But about Xabi Alonso, I wanted to say that there were some rumors in France, and it's true that actually Olympique Marseille, when Roberto De Zerbi decided to leave the club, tried to understand the situation of Xabi Alonso. So some people in the board of Olympique Marseille wanted to try to understand if Xabi was ready maybe to accept that kind of opportunity to become Olympique Marseille manager now, but the answer from Xabi Alonso is that he wants to wait. Obviously, my understanding is that Xabi Alonso wants to return as soon as possible. That's 100% confirmed and guaranteed. So Xabi is not going to take a long break, as sometimes some manager want to do. But now Xabi Alonso is focused on different kind of opportunities. He will wait for these managerial changes in the next months to understand if there could be the right opportunity. But from Olympique Marseille, they tried with the call. Xabi Alonso decided not to proceed, and Olympique Marseille new manager will be Habib Beye, former Rennes manager, who is set to put pen to paper very soon.
So there are also some jobs open around Europe, and I don't know if one of them is Manchester United, because Michael Carrick has been really good since he took over the club, and there are also many rumors about his future and what's going to happen at Manchester United in the summer.
Yeah, at the moment Manchester United are obviously delighted and very happy with Michael Carrick. Fantastic impact. The results have been incredible, and also the impact with the team, the team players, the fans, people in the board, everyone in Manchester United is very happy with Michael Carrick. Then it's still the beginning. It's still mid-February, so calma on this. From Manchester United, they want to understand in the next months how the situation will go. My understanding is that there would be two separate ways. One way is for Michael Carrick to keep showing his level as Manchester United interim manager and try to get the permanent job. So I'm sure he will keep going and try his best to stay, and he has chances for sure. On the other way, as I keep telling here on the podcast, internally Manchester United are still reviewing the situation, considering other candidates. They want to make sure they take the best decision possible in the summer. They can't be wrong on the manager. And so this is why conversations continue internally on candidates to get the job. At the same time, Carrick has his own opportunity. And I think if Carrick will continue like this, obviously he will have very good chances to stay as Manchester United permanent manager.
Talking about other options, is Thomas Tuchel not anymore in this list, considering also he extended the deal with the England national team?
Yeah, obviously now becomes really, really complicated unless there is a crazy development in the summer. We know sometimes at World Cups or this kind of big competitions, things can change in 5 minutes. But if Tuchel extended, it's because from the FA and also in the dressing room, the leaders of the English national team, they're all very happy with Thomas Tuchel. There is a very good connection. So I keep confirming that Tuchel is one of the candidates that Manchester United always had in consideration since Sir Jim Ratcliffe became one of the co-owners of the club. So for sure, he's really appreciated by Ineos, but at the moment, that's it. He signed a new contract till 2028. He's fully focused on England job for this World Cup, for the Euros 2028. So at the moment, nothing really concrete with Man United.
They're having rumors also on Carlo Ancelotti, but it looks like he's also enjoying his life in Brazil. So I don't know if that's an option for United or not.
No, at the moment, Carlo Ancelotti is also very happy with the Brazilian national team, and the feeling is mutual. So my understanding is that there is already a new contract proposal on the table. So Thomas Tuchel signed with England till 2028. The Brazilian Federation, the CBF, have already offered Carlo Ancelotti a new contract valid for the next 4 years. So for the World Cup 2030, and this is even more compared to what the FA offered to Thomas Tuchel. So this is showing a very good connection between the old players of the Brazilian national team and also the new generation, the young players. They're all very happy with Ancelotti. Then there is the pitch. The World Cup is obviously going to be important to understand what's going to happen next. But this new contract is already on the table, could be signed even before the World Cup because the conversation is active and could be signed any moment. So as of now, Ancelotti is completely focused on Brazil.
Talking of one of his former clubs, Real Madrid, of course, there have been a managerial change as well at the club with Álvaro Arbeloa. What's the impact of Arbeloa at the club and what's the feeling at Real Madrid?
Yeah, for Álvaro Arbeloa now, what we can say is that after a difficult start, we saw what happened in Copa del Rey with Albacete, Real Madrid are quite happy with the impact he's having, especially on the players. Now Real Madrid, while we record this podcast, they are La Liga leaders. They won the first leg against Benfica, so with very good chances to continue in Champions League. So the impact in the recent weeks has been good. The players are happy. Some of the big names in the dressing room, for example, Vinicius Jr., he feels important now. He feels untouchable, and that's exactly what he wanted with Xabi Alonso and was not always the case. So now the connection is very good. It's still the beginning. I keep saying that trophies make the difference at Real Madrid. And so La Liga, Champions League, let's see how Arbeloa will handle this, and then we will understand if he's going to be the main candidate to become the permanent manager of Real Madrid. At the moment, from the club, still the same indication. Arbeloa has his opportunity. Arbeloa could be the manager, depends on the results.
So one of the big names that is without a club right now, I mean, he's employed by Red Bull for a different job, Jurgen Klopp. His agent spoke and said that Manchester United and Chelsea approached him in the last month. So now I'm asking you, is that true?
Yeah, there was the story from the camp of Jurgen Klopp going around in the last 2-3 days saying right after he left Liverpool from Chelsea and Man United, they tried to appoint Jurgen Klopp. Look, what I'm told, the clubs, so Man United and Chelsea, are playing down the story. Apart from the appreciation, obviously, you can have for one of the best managers in the world. They knew at Man United and Chelsea that Jurgen Klopp wanted to disconnect, didn't want to be active as a manager in the recent years. And so at the moment from Man United and Chelsea, there is zero confirmation about the story. Then obviously the agent of Klopp has his own reasons, and obviously the agent of Klopp knows the situation very well, way better than me. So anyone has his own position. I'm sure that there is a lot of appreciation in Jurgen Klopp. We also spoke about Real Madrid in the recent months, but at the moment he's still completely focused on the Red Bull project. Then again, in the summer, let's see what's going to happen with all these changes in football. 3-4 months could change absolutely everything. I keep saying there is some people into the Real Madrid board really appreciating Jurgen Klopp, but at the moment that's it. It doesn't mean that Jurgen Klopp will be the next Real Madrid manager. So we have to be patient and see what happens.
Talking about changes, I think that Arne Slot's situation has changed a lot over the season. What do you think we are right now in terms of his future?
Yeah, for Arne Slot, the situation is quite clear. Obviously, being in Champions League next season would be absolutely crucial for Liverpool. So that would also help Arne Slot arriving to the end of the season in a more relaxed situation with the club. Otherwise, if Liverpool will not be in the Champions League next season, and let's see what kind of Champions League second part of the season now they will do, I think this could bring Liverpool into an important review in the summer. So now the full focus is on the pitch, is on Champions League, on the opportunity to win a trophy, of course, would be massive for Liverpool. Then in the summer, review at the club. Let's see if Liverpool will be in Champions League next season or not. And that's going to be one of the factors to decide on Arne Slot. So I expect the club at the end of the season to meet, owners, board, management, all together, decide what they want to do. At the moment, they've always been protecting Arne Slot, even in difficult moments around October, November, when the situation was really complicated. They've always been backing the manager, so always showing the trust. But then at the end of the season, there will be an internal review and we will see.
Last one for today is about Zinedine Zidane. Is 2026 the year of his comeback at the management?
I think so. I hope so, because it would be amazing to see Zinedine Zidane back on the touchline. He wants to be back as soon as possible. He can't wait for the opportunity. So despite all the rumors we had in the recent years, Zidane was never really close or even keen himself to joining, for example, Premier League clubs. He was waiting for a different opportunity. That opportunity in his mind is to become the new head coach of the French national team after the World Cup 2026. And now this remains the indication. There is a verbal agreement between Zinedine Zidane and the French Federation to get the job after the World Cup. Let's see, because in football, until you sign the contracts, everything is possible. But as of now, I can confirm verbal agreement with the French Federation. And so Zidane could be back with this kind of opportunity.
Thank you, Fabri, for today. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Ciao, guys.